Hi, I'm Brad Phillips here with Puppy Steps Training, and today we're going to be doing Penny's training demonstration for you. I'm super excited to film this and very excited to get her to you. She has been a ton of fun to train. She is your typical border collie that has a lot of energy and needs to be kept busy. She's also just very, very smart, so she's picked up training pretty quickly, and I'm just super happy with where she's at. With that energy, it is important that you're going to give her plenty of exercise and give her a job to do. She needs something to preoccupy her mind. Otherwise, she's going to get bored, and that's when destructive behaviors can come into play. So it's important that we give her a job. When she needs to relax, put her in the crate. The crate's going to be your best friend. Penny doesn't have much of an off switch. Like I said, she likes to be doing something, and so the crate is a great option there. It kind of forces her to settle down. So you're going to want to use that to your advantage. Excuse me. So just to give you an idea of how this is going to go, so this video we are going to cover the manners, the obedience commands, and the leash work. So all three of those, I'll demonstrate what we expect Penny to do. I'll talk about those expectations and maybe give you some pieces of advice to help her do those in your home. So hopefully before you're watching this video, you've went and watched that introductory video. So that has my 3 keys to success, my potty training, and crate training expectations. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch that one first. So first manner that we are going to talk about is Penny's gates and her doorways. So we have taught Penny that she needs to be calm and in control and wait for me to release her before we go through any closed door. So this includes our exterior doors or even our doors going in between rooms. This also includes any gates outside, her kennel door, as well as her crate door. So you can really create this expectation with any threshold in your home. It just takes some consistency, making sure that she can't cross until she's released. Bare minimum as you get her home, make sure that you keep this expectation with like exterior doors and her crate door. We don't want Penny thinking that she can just burst through those thresholds. Now, if she does break, if she were to come charging out of the crate when I open that door, I can simply tell her no and close that door. But if she makes it past me, I am going to go and get her and have her do that again. So I don't want her thinking that if she's sneaky enough or she's fast enough, she can get away with ignoring those thresholds. So even if one paw comes out, I am going to correct her. It's not going to be a really firm physical correction. I'm not going to be mean. It's just very quick, helping her understand what threshold, where the threshold is, and that those expectations are the same. I feel like for Penny, the hardest one here has been this door, just because it leads out not only to our potty spot, our bathroom area, but also into the play yards outside. And she sees those other puppies and wants to run and play. So this has been the one that we have to keep track of her, because every once in a while still she kind of looks at us like, are you paying attention? And so if she does that, I'm going to quickly correct her and have her do it again. But I am going to let her out now of the crate, and then I will have her ring the bells. We'll give her a chance to pee, and I'll show you this exterior door. Okay, good girl. Good girl. Now, anytime that you're letting her out of the crate, make sure that you go to the bathroom first. She still does excitedly pee, and so I want to avoid that by making sure I give her an opportunity to go to the bathroom before we start working with her. Good girl. Okay. Okay. So same expectation, coming inside as going out. She doesn't need to sit, she doesn't need to lay down, she just needs to show me that she is in control. So that's our doorways. Now we're going to talk about our greeting. So our greeting is anytime that Penny comes up to me or I call her over, I expect her to sit to get my attention. This is a replacement behavior for jumping, and this is going to be the first exercise that I have you guys do with Penny. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a leash, you're going to take your treats, and I'm just going to say her name, take a few steps back, and then wait for her to sit. Once she sits, I'll tell her okay, give her a treat, and I will do this 3 times. So it looks like this. Penny. Okay, good girl. Penny. Okay, good girl. Penny, good girl. Okay, so very simple. It's just getting her to engage with us. She's following me, and then she's showing that she's in control. She's being calm, and she's also engaging with me, being very respectful. Good girl. Now, you don't have to have Penny sit every time you want to pet her, but this is good practice to help her recognize you as her new owner, her new leader, and it's going to help establish this relationship even quicker. But anytime in the home that she really wants my attention, she's going to come over and sit to get it, and I do want to make sure that I pay attention to her when she offers this behavior. Oh, good girl. So especially if she's been away from you for a while or she's really energetic, I'm going to ignore her until she offers this. This is a behavior that we've slowed down the treats with because the reward is me giving her my attention. But over the next, couple days to a couple weeks, make sure that you reward this behavior very heavily so that she knows that she needs to be calm and in control when she wants your attention. Now, that exercise everybody that has regular interactions with Penny is going to do. However, those that are just on occasion or occasionally going to see her, they don't need to actually do the exercise. Strangers, eventually I want Penny to learn that anytime we approach anybody, she needs to sit in order to show she's being polite. But strangers are very distracting. So one, when you are out on your walks, you are going to have people say that she is beautiful and they want to pet her. I would say 95% of the time you are going to tell them no. The polite way to do that is just say, no, we're in training, and then you can pull her to the side, have her sit for you, and then engage with her. Penny, thank you, good girl. 5% of the time you're going to know the people on a walk, or maybe there's little children and you're okay with them petting her. At that point, she needs to be in control. So if someone asks me and I am going to let them pet her, I will say yes. Give me a second though. She needs to be sitting and she needs to be showing that she can be polite. Penny. And so I would walk her up. I would stop 5 or 6 feet short, have her sit for you. Oh, good girl. Tell her she's a good girl and then invite that person up. If she starts to pull, if she starts to jump, I'm going to tell her no and I will walk away. I will get a little bit of distance and then I can try again. But if she continues to try and jump or pull and be out of control, then sorry, they can't pet her. And that's the biggest reason why I say 95% of the time we're going to tell people no. Because people, we have a hard time correcting our dog in front of people, especially strangers, and even in front of our peers. So Penny gets away with pulling that last 5 feet or jumping on somebody. And now she's excited to see every new person because she thinks that that's what we're doing. We're going out to meet new people. And then she's going to start to pull even more. And those distractions are going to become too hard. And then you get a dog that pulls towards everybody. So we want to practice going out into public and ignoring people around us. Good girl. And at all, during any of those interactions, if somebody is petting her and she starts to jump, she starts to pull, you have to correct her, you have to reset her. Otherwise, she will learn, oh, if there's new people around, I don't have to listen. Okay, so just continuing with certain behaviors within that greeting. So we'll start with jumping. So if she jumps up on me, I'm going to step into her, bring my knee up, tell her no, off. If I think that if she's barreling towards me and I think she may jump, it is important that we don't step back. As soon as we step back, we're encouraging her. There's a higher probability that she will jump if we start backing up. So instead, I'll always step into her, and that way I restrict the space, and I am showing her that I don't appreciate it, and my body language is saying, no, you're not allowed to do that, and so she's less likely to jump. If she did jump, then I'm bringing that knee up, I'm telling her no, off. I'm not punting her, I'm not kicking the dog, but it is a quick adjustment in my body language that says, no, I do not like that. If she's jumping up on furniture, I'll tell her no, off, and a lot of times I'll clap just to drive that point home. If she's jumping up on people, I will use a leash and I will tell her no, off, and I will pop that leash and get some distance. So she is not allowed to jump whatsoever. If I'm down here petting her, and she tries to climb up on me, I will tell her no off and slide her away. So I want to make it distinct enough that she knows it's a correction. Here we go, no. So I'm going to slide her away, take my hands away. Once she shows she can be in control, then I can go about petting her again. Yeah, good girl. If she did it a second time, I would tell her no off, slide her away, and now I'm going to stand up. So removing myself from her. Okay, the other part of this is the way that she takes a treat from me. So if at any point, if I'm handing her a treat and she tries to rear up, I'm going to take that treat away and tell her no. I can also tell her gently. So gently has two parts to it. One, it's obviously taking the treat very soft. Two, it's keeping all four paws on the ground. Good girl. Which Penny has a very, very soft mouth, so I don't think you'll have any issues with that. However, if she starts rearing up, we can work on that to help her keep all four paws on the ground. So typically, I always give her a treat in the palm of my hand, and I will cover it with my thumb, so that way it forces her to be soft. And when I'm ready for her to take the treat, I can uncover it and let her have it. But when I practice gently, I will put the treat between my thumb and forefinger and tell her gently, and I want her to be very soft. Good girl. So it's a good way to practice if you feel like she's being too quick to grab it, or maybe having a hard mouth. I can tell her no gently and pull it away. I know, huh? Okay, the other thing down here, Penny, so she does love affection. She loves when I pet her. Sometimes she gets a little impatient and just wants food. But if at any point, if I'm petting her and she decides she wants to mouth on me, so if she tried to grab my watch band or like my shirt, pant legs, shoelaces, I will tell her no, and I will grab her muzzle. So I'm not clamping down, I'm not hurting her, but if she's gonna put her teeth on me, I'm gonna tell her no, and kind of push her away a little bit. Wait for a check-in. Oh, good girl, good girl. And then we can go back to petting her. If she tries a second time, yeah, good. I'm gonna tell her no, push her away, and then stand up. So she does not get to put teeth on me. If I was standing and she tried to grab my pant leg or shoelaces, I'd do the same thing. Tell her no, grab her muzzle, kind of push her away. Once she shows she can be in control, then I can go back to petting her. Huh? Are you a good girl? Okay, so next thing we are going to talk about are some mealtime manners. So we have taught Penny that she needs to hold an automatic sit stay for her food. So all I got to do is shake that food, she'll sit down, and I'm going to set this down. If at any point she pops up, that food bowl goes away. So I will do this no, and pull it away. I will do that as many times as it takes for her to settle in and show she can be in control. Okay, good girl. So she's looking at me for permission, and then I can release her with okay. So I don't typically make a habit of taking her food bowl away. I wouldn't appreciate it if somebody did that to me. So instead, I would rather come up and maybe I'll spend some time putting treats in her bowl or petting her, just showing that, you know, it's a positive thing for me to be around her. If she was really struggling with this, then I could break it up into like 3 or 4 different meals and work on it. Okay, good girl. But I just want to make sure that she's not going to get anxious or aggressive with me being around her while she eats. We want to make sure that there's no resource guarding, no aggressive behaviors whatsoever. So this also goes with handling. So I mean, we've spent a lot of times putting her in different situations, holding her different ways. Good girl, good girl. Making sure that she's not going to try and throw a temper tantrum to get out. Hey, come here. Come here. So we've clipped her nails multiple times, helping her be calm when that needs to happen. Good girl. So here she's not totally comfortable with what I'm doing. So if I was clipping her nails, I would stop clipping here, and I'm just going to hold her arm. And I want her to be comfortable, but I don't want her to think that she can flail and throw a tantrum to get away. Good girl. So we check her. Come here. Oh, I know. So we check her teeth. which is one of her least favorite activities, which she hasn't really lost any of her baby teeth, so she is definitely in the chewing phase. It is going to be important that we give her things to chew on. If we don't, she will go and find something to chew on, and we never like what she finds. If she starts chewing on something that we don't want her to, I will take it away, tell her no, and then replace it with something she is allowed to chew on. What are we doing here, huh? We're not working on that. Huh? Good girl. So if she picks up like a sock or a shoe, I can ask her to drop it and then replace it with something she's allowed to chew on. If it's a baseboard or a table leg, something like that, then I will tell her no, redirect her to like her bed and give her a bully stick. So I do want to try and match texture. Okay, good girl. So if she's chewing on something soft, I want to give her something soft. If she's chewing on something hard, give her something hard. That way I can match the needs of her mouth, which I can't control that, so I do like to give her different options. Penny, drop it. Good girl. Okay, good girl. So anytime I play with her, I like to incorporate myself into her play by asking her to drop it, and then I tell her good, take it away, okay, and throw it again. So that way it's really positive. I make playtime more fun. I don't want it to turn into something where she doesn't want me to play with her, where she tries to run away with the toy, which if I'm always just immediately taking it, making her work to get it back, we are going to diminish that toy drive. So it's important to make it fun and to keep it positive. But if she refused, if she ignored me when I asked her to drop it, I will take it from her. And the way that I take it from her is I just pinch over her muzzle. So I'm kind of pushing her lips in around her canines, and it's like a little eject button. But she's been doing great with this. Penny, drop it. Good girl. Okay, good girl. Here, should we get a ball? Penny, drop it. Good girl. Yeah, you love your tennis ball, huh? So, Border Collies in general are a ton of fun to play with. Go throw a ball. It's a great way to burn some energy and to help that mental buildup. Like I said, it's important for her to have a lot of exercise and to have a job. So this is a great way to assist in that. Penny, drop it. Good girl. Good girl. Huh. She hasn't quite figured out how to catch yet, but she's working on it. Good girl. Huh. Good girl, Penny. Oh, good dog. Oh. Huh. Yeah, good dog. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Huh. Penny, drop it. Good girl. So that one she kind of held on to it, but as soon as I reached for it, she spit it out right into my hand. Okay, good girl, which is great. I don't mind that at all. Huh. Yeah, you good girl. Drop it. Good dog. Good dog. Huh. Yeah, I'll always give her a second to process things. I want her to think about it and to decide to let go of it. But if she ignores me, I can tell her no and then have her drop it. You'll also notice I use her name first. So I do that with a lot of our commands because I use her name to get her attention, to make sure that she's focused on me. Sometimes when dogs are playing or they're chewing, they get hyper fixated on that thing. And so I want to make sure that I have their attention before I deliver a command. Huh. Good girl. Good girl. Anytime that kids play with Penny, she loves children, but I do want to make sure that I have a toy available so that way we have something to direct Penny towards, and she's not trying to jump up on kids or mouth them or lick them or chase them. Obviously, she's a herding breed, and so that instinct definitely will kick in, and she may try and herd children. So we like to, once again, give her a job that's productive and that's good for her, that's not going to cause issues. Okay, I believe that covers our manners. I'm trying to make sure that we did, but this is what we're going to focus on for the first few days. The manners are going to help her adjust into your home. It's going to help you teach her what your expectations are and that you have the same expectations as we do. So spend time with her, building a relationship, working on the manners, playing with her. Just make sure that she's waiting at doorways, waiting for her food, dropping things on command, and just being very, very polite. So now we'll go into her obedience commands. So she loves training, which I love training with her. So it's a really great activity to once again help her focus and burn off some of that energy. So I would recommend keep training with her, keep teaching her new things, and take what we have taught her far beyond where she's at now. But I am going to, come here Penny, get her off of her bed so that I can move it out here. And we will start with our place command. Penny. So with place, I'm just going to tell her place. I will point. As soon as all 4 paws are on, I will tell her, good girl, and give her a treat. Now she is expected to stay there until I release her. Right now she's doing a couple minutes on place with various distractions. We are trying to add as many new variables to this as possible because this is my favorite command. This can be implemented virtually anywhere. So when we're on a store or at a store, like we've done place on pallets, the easiest way to teach her has been with this bed because it has a defined boundary. We've done it outside with our welcome mat. I also did place with her on a deck system for my truck that's sitting outside in the gravel. So you can use this with a lot of different places. It's just important they have a defined boundary and you help her understand what those are. Favorite applications for this though in the home are teaching her if somebody rings the doorbell, she goes to her place. If we're bringing in groceries, we send her to her place. So anytime that I just need her out from underneath my feet, I send her to her place. You can see that she settles in, and periodically I'll come over and say, good girl, and I will reinforce this behavior, which is her just politely waiting. Okay, good girl. Good girl. Place. So now we're going to add another variable. Good girl. Good girl. Say maybe we'll even make it a little bit harder. This is the hardest one. I'm going to start by just bouncing the ball for a second. Good girl. No. Place. So here, she broke. I'll send her back. Good girl. And now in order to work on this, good. I'm going to start small. Reward her. Okay, good girl. And then she can go and get a good dog. So I love place. Once again, you can teach, or you can use this with anything with a defined boundary. Just know the first time that I send her to a new place, so if I was using like a rug, I would lure her on, tell her good, have her sit, release her, send her back on, tell her good, give her a treat, maybe take a step back, be prepared to correct her if she takes one paw off, release her, and then send her back. So just help her understand where it is and what the boundaries are. Very similar to this is our crate command. Okay, Penny, good girl. Crate, where I just point and tell her crate. When she goes in, she gets a treat, not when she comes out. So both the place and the crate, she gets a treat when she goes in or on, but not when she's released. Okay, good girl. Crate. Notice though my stay for the crate is a lot shorter because if I was going to lock her up for a longer amount of time, I would just close that door. Okay, good girl. Crate. If she hesitated, I'm going to keep my hand out pointing and then I might even tap on top. Okay, good girl. Crate. Good girl. Okay. If she was hesitating, like she was unsure, especially when you introduce your new crate, you might have to take your hand and like guide her in. So Penny, come here. So I might have to guide her in. Good girl. Once she goes in, I'll tell her good or good girl. Okay. And then she's able to be released. She loves to guess which command I'm going to ask next. So she'll almost train herself. However, in this case, you're kind of guessing wrong. But she will put herself in place or in crate all the time, and then she waits for me to give her a treat. Oh, come here. Good girl. Come here. So now we have sit, which is a scoop over the nose. Down, I take my hand flat, and then stay, which is a stop sign. So sit, down, stay. Okay, good girl. So we have both a stay for sit as well as down. Both of these are going to be a little shorter duration because they're position specific, where like the place she can get up and she can move around and readjust, so that's why we can hold that longer. Where if I put her in a sit stay, sit, stay, nope. So she will always offer a down, stay, which usually I don't mind. However, I'm trying to teach her the difference, which is a little bit more advanced. No. And like I said, she just wants to offer. Okay, good girl. She always wants to offer a down, which is more stable. So like for puppies, once I put them in a sit stay, I really don't care if they lay down. They're just not allowed to come back up. But Penny usually will almost always offer that down. See? And so it's kind of that gray area where I have been working on standing her back up. But once again, that's more advanced. So that's probably not going to be complete by the time she goes home. But she does have Penny, stay. Her down stay in place, which she's doing very well. We're adding a lot of harder distractions. I can throw food at her. I can walk around. I can ignore her. And she's doing great with it. But if she popped up into a sit, I would tell her no and send her back down. Okay, good girl. Penny, sit. Good. Stay. Okay, good girl. So, if at any point with any of these commands she breaks, once or twice, that's okay. I'm just going to tell her no, have her do it again. Okay, it's not a big deal. She is going to break. She's going to make mistakes. Happens. Once or twice, tell her no, have her do it again. If it happens a third time, at that point, I'm going, something's too hard. Whether it's the distraction, whether it's the environment, maybe it's something that's internally going on. Whatever it is, it's too hard if she's broken 3 times in a row. So then I'm going to break that behavior down to the simplest form. So if I was working on a down stay and she kept breaking at 15 seconds, the next one might only be a 5-second stay, and I'm not even going to move. It's just going to be sit, down, stay. Okay, good girl, and just make it positive just to make sure that I get that success. If she's struggling with going down, hey, Penny, sit, or sitting, because that seems to be a hard one today, and which notice I'm not going to repeat myself. I just step into her and maybe make that a little bit more exaggerated, but I'm not going to sit there and repeat myself. So instead, I adjust my body language to help her succeed. So if it was down, then I might just get it a little bit lower. Stay. Okay, good girl. Okay. So I've been letting her eat a few treats off the floor, and now I'm going to make things hard, and I'm going to have her leave some treats that I've thrown on the floor. So because I'm going to do that, I'm pulling out some hot dogs. So I've got some high value rewards, because anytime that I work with food with the leave it command, especially food that she's been able to eat, I want to make sure that I've got a higher value reward ready. So that way I teach her whatever I ask her to leave, there's something better that's going to come in return. So Penny, I'm going to put her in a stay first. Sit, sorry. Yeah, that's funny. She's being weird with that sit today. Good. So I'm going to throw that treat over there. Okay, good girl. It's up here, sister. Let her notice it. Leave it. Good girl. I thought I was going to have to correct her because she got really close, but notice how she immediately backed away. And that's exactly what I want. So once I tell her that, now it's forever forbidden. If she tries to go for it, I will repeat it again and maybe even pop this leash. And if it's something like food, I will continue to reward her, and every once in a while repeat that command as she continues to leave it alone. Because this is a higher distraction. Good girl. So I want to make sure that she understands, yeah, good girl, that it is very rewarding to leave it alone. If we were on a walk and it was something gross, I might tell her, leave it, good girl, and I will give her a lot of feedback as we pass it. Here we go. Yeah, good girl. Good dog, good girl. So I will only use the leave it command for things that I can take away from Penny, or I can take Penny away from. So I use this in the kitchen when I'm cooking and I drop something on the floor that I don't want her to have, or on walks. Those are kind of the two main areas that I use it. For like things that she always has access to, so like table legs, potted plants, things like that, I really don't use leave it. Instead, I just tell her no and then manage that behavior. So that's our obedience command section. Now I am going to just adjust the camera angle to utilize more area in our room, and we are going to go over her leash work. So we'll start with the heel, talk about what to do if she pulls, engagement, and then we'll finish off with her long lead walk and our recall command. So let me switch the camera and we'll go to that point. Good girl. All right. So we are going to talk about her heel, which is what we're doing right now. So when I ask Penny to heel, I expect her to pay attention to me and be on my left side, watching basically my every move. Like she should be keeping pace with me, and I'm going to be giving her a lot of feedback to help her stay focused on me. So I use heel when I need to get past distractions, or we're going into a store. Basically, if we're trying to get from point A to point B, without getting distracted on anything that's going around. So when I do this, it's going to be in short bursts. Like we're on a walk, we see a jogger coming, she gets excited, I tell her to heel, we heel for the next minute as we get past them. So honestly, a max heel is 5 minutes. So obviously this is for you, not for her. This is not how we exercise her. This is an attention-based activity where it's like, all right, focus on me, let's get past this area, and then we can go back to having our space and walking so that you can enjoy your surroundings. So in a heel, she's on my left side. Her biggest weakness with the heel is wanting to be just a little bit too far in front of me because she wants to almost stare into my soul. If I let her, I think Penny would walk backwards in front of me, but I'm trying to make sure that I keep her on that left side right next to my hip. If she's like half a step in front of me, I'm okay with that, but she can't be clear out in front. So then she's focused on me, ignoring the distractions around, keeping my pace, and then when I stop, I expect her to stop, and I want her to stay focused. If I want her to focus on me and not the distractions around, I need to give her a lot of feedback. So on a heel, I'm constantly giving her that feedback. I'm telling her that she's a good girl. I'm rewarding her, I'm keeping her focus on me. If she gets distracted, I'm correcting her, helping her regain her focus. So once again, it looks like this. Actually, before I walk again, The other aspect to this, if possible, if I can keep the distraction on my right side and Penny on my left, that way my body blocks her from that distraction, she is going to maintain that focus a little bit better. And then when I turn, I try and turn into her as much as possible, so that keeps her in that position. Any way that I turn, I do give her some leash pressure, so I'll pull her this way, that way, back, just to help her understand where we're going. So if I tell her, Penny, heel. So if I'm going slow, good girl, I want her to go slow. Heel. If I pick up my pace, I want her to pick up her pace. Heel. Good girl. And then when I stop, she stops. I'll give her a little leash pressure back and have her sit. Good. Now, so obviously if you're giving her feedback, she's focused on you, there shouldn't be any pulling. But if she starts to get distracted, if it's too heavy of a distraction, she's not allowed to pull. I'm going to do a few different things to combat that, which no matter how long the leash is, she's never allowed to pull. So even putting pressure, oh, good girl. I was going to put a little pressure there. Even slight pressure, I consider pulling. So even if she just like got distracted over here and that leash tightened, I consider that pulling. So this, no, good girl. I will help regain her attention. Good dog. Sit. I think it's funny that of all the behaviors that we've done, okay, you're being slow to sit. So if she gets distracted and she starts to pull, if I can just do something to get her attention, that's where I'm going to start. So if I say, hey, Penny, something like that, and she focuses on me, great, we'll just keep walking. I'll reward her after a couple steps. But if she ignores that and she starts to actually pull, then I'm going to correct her. So I'm going to say no, and then I'll pop that leash twice. So my pops, I'm not yanking her backwards. It's just a quick step in, pop, pop, and they're up, they're not back. So if she regains her attention after that, I'll tell her, good girl. I'll take a couple more steps and then reward her. If she ignores that, or if she goes back to pulling, I will do that same thing one more time. So if I'm walking, she starts to pull, I'll say no, pop, pop. She ignores me, I get a little more firm, no, pop, pop. Okay? If that works, great, I'm going to tell her, good girl, we're going to take a few more steps, and then I will reward her. So obviously I don't want to give her a treat the moment she turns around from pulling. I want her to walk politely first before I give her that treat. Now if she continues to pull, just telling her no and popping the leash isn't working, so we need to switch it up. So at this point, I will come to a complete stop. I will not progress towards a distraction if she is out of control. So I will stop. I will have her regain her focus, almost give her a little pep talk. I'm like, hey, what are we doing? Pay attention. And then I will evaluate whether she's just slightly distracted or whether she's becoming reactive. So if she's just distracted, a little unsure, but I think that we can keep walking, I'll continue walking at this point. If she starts to pull again, I will then do a 180 and walk away. And I will do this back and forth motion as many times as it takes. And I will quicken my pace and help her regain her focus. So it kind of looks like this. Like if we started walking this way again, she started to pull, I would tell her no. I would step through her, and now we're going to go at a quick pace, and I'll turn into her, and I will keep doing this so that it forces her to pay attention to me. Good girl. Once she's paying attention to me, good girl. I'll reward her, and then we can keep walking towards that distraction. But if she becomes reactive, so it's no longer just pulling, she's barking, she's no longer able to even look at me, she's just bark, 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 bark. Maybe she's even pulling away from the distraction. Either of those, trying to heal a dog at that moment is senseless. Like instead, I would rather engage with her. So what engagement is just helping our dog build confidence and feel secure in our relationship to where she can watch the distraction go by. So if she started getting reactive, I would once again step in front of her, maybe back her up. I'll always start by getting distance. So whether that's 5 feet or whether that's 50 feet, there's always an amount of distance we can gain to help her start to come out of that reactive state. So I want to remain calm, but at the same time, I'm going to be like, hey, come on, come on. Oh, good girl, good girl. get some distance. Then I'm going to stop with my back towards the distraction and engage with her. So when I engage with her, I'm rewarding simple victories. Oh, you're not pulling? Good girl. You're sitting? Good girl. You're watching me? Good girl. And I might even throw in a watch me command, which is just to gain eye contact. Watch me. Okay, good girl. So it's not a deep, prolonged eye contact. It's just shifting her eyes to me for a split second. So I reward that. As she starts to come out of this reactive state, she's starting to watch me a little bit more. She's no longer barking. Then I will open up so that we can watch the distraction go by. And as she remains calm, I'm going to reward her. She starts pulling or even does a little huff, I'll correct her. So there's a lot of corrective markers as well as positive markers. She starts getting out of control. No, she's paying attention. Good girl, okay. Good girl, okay. And then I help her come out of that reactive state, and then we can keep walking either once the distraction's gone or she shows that she's back under control. I like to set her up for situations where I can engage with her. So give her a couple weeks or at least a week to settle in before you go and do this. But then I like to identify maybe a park or somewhere with a bench that we can go sit down and just watch the world go by. And as she's calm, I'm rewarding her. A biker goes past, I'm rewarding her. A dog goes past, I'm rewarding her. So I'm just rewarding calm behavior. I want to help my dog build confidence and observe all the distractions without interacting with them. Help her understand that, hey, I've got this. I'm in charge. I'm going to take care of you. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. And once she builds that relationship with you, you're going to notice that your walks become way more enjoyable. Dogs that are a little bit stressed out or unsure, especially during the first few days of this transition, are not going to walk near as well. And so the heel, we want to take it slow. We want to practice maybe in the backyard or in the house where there's limited distractions and focus on this positive relationship being built before I go to a really distracted environment and expect her to heel. And then just slowly add more and more distractions. So she's healing really well in the backyard. Well, now let's go in the front yard and let's just go down a house, back a house, down a house, back a house, and just help her build confidence and be successful. And as she's healing well there, then maybe let's start adding on a little bit more distractions. Let's go for a walk and go find somebody pushing a stroller or jogging, have you heal past them. Another dog is going to be your biggest distraction, and so I would try and save that one until you feel like you have a really good relationship with her. So we're going to go slow with the heel, practice it a lot before you really need it, but we still want to be able to exercise our dog, and my preferred way to walk Penny is on a long lead. We do a lot of off-leash walks here, which she does great with. She has a phenomenal recall. However, until you have this relationship in place, you want to make sure that you don't put her in a situation where that could be dangerous or where she could fail. So that's where this long lead comes in. So when we go for a long lead walk, I go at her pace. I'm going to hook this leash on, and if she wants to stop and sniff something, she can stop and sniff something. If she wants to go from the left side to the right, she can. I get used to stepping over the leash, switching hands, just allowing her to have that freedom. This is going to be very enriching for her. She's going to exercise, and it's going to release a lot of that mental buildup that she gets throughout the day. But even on this long of a lead, which this one's 15 feet, I think this is great for like neighborhoods or when we take her to campus. It's long enough that she can explore, but short enough that I can quickly get control. But even though it's 15 feet, she's still not allowed to pull. So anytime that she reaches the end of the lead, this is when I practice her recall. So, hey, we're not biting the leash though. No. She's getting tired. Hey, so when I practice the recall, because she's doing this, I'm going to, Penny, come. Good girl. Okay. So her recall is I say her name and then call her to come. So if she keeps doing this, no, I'm going to pop that leash. So this is kind of what I was talking about in the beginning. So when she gets tired, she doesn't just settle down. She starts doing almost displacement behaviors where she's like, well, I'm tired, but I don't know what to do. So this is why she's kind of biting the leash, because she's bored and she's tired. No. So I will pop the leash, make sure I get a correction. good girl. But notice she looks at me, good girl, come here. And then I'm going to redirect her to something she can be rewarded for. So, tired Penny. But we're almost done. Just got this recall and then we're good. So, anytime that she reaches the end of the leash or you're ready to move on, I will say her name to get her attention, and then come is that recall command. The moment that she starts to come towards me, I will tell her good girl, and then when she gets to me, it's okay. So it's Penny, come, good girl, okay. Notice how even there where I corrected her, she was a little unsure about that recall. She came to me, and the moment that she did, I told her good girl, which helped her. It encouraged her to come the rest of the way. Penny, come. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. If she ignored me, I have this leash to reel her in. So she's very receptive to the correction. So all I would have to do is just say, no, good girl. Okay. And I give her a little bit of pressure. Once she caves, I tell her good, and then okay when she gets to me. So she does have a phenomenal recall, but this is a command you want to practice and really build that relationship with. You need to go to the bathroom, or are you looking for crickets? Crickets. Penny, come. Good girl. Okay. Now, we're going to practice with that long lead. And then if you get to a point where you're feeling confident with her recall, then you can let her off leash. I like to test my off leash recalls in an area where if she fails, it's not dangerous and it's going to be easy for me to go and get her. So this is even like the backyard or a fenced-in area. Because if I call her to me and she fails, I do not have my leash to reel her in. So if she does that, if she fails, I'm going to tell her no and start walking towards her. So that way my body language is telling her that, hey, you need to listen to me. So if I called her to come and she ignored me, and I walked over and then she noticed me and she came this last 10% of the way, I would reward her and I would start walking backwards. So if I said no, got to here, she's looking at me, and be like, Penny, come, good girl, okay. So that way I'm helping her succeed. If I got 100% of the way to her and she just kind of hunkered down, I would tell her no. I would either hook a leash on or I'd take her under the collar and I would say, Penny, come, good girl, okay. So that way I can follow through and help her succeed. I never want to reprimand my dog when I've called them to come. Because if I got to her and I was like, no, Penny, and just snapped a leash on her really quick, that's going to damage our relationship. That's not going to help her feel confident to come to me when called. Penny, come, good girl. And same thing if she's outside in the backyard and she's doing something she's not supposed to, just go and get her. Don't call her to come to reprimand her. That will damage that recall command. But she never gets to ignore me. She doesn't get to fail. I'm always going to help her succeed. So if she's in a situation where you really think that she's going to fail, just go and get her. Don't sit there and yell at her to come, because that's going to make you frustrated and it's going to damage that command. Instead, adjust yourself, get to a spot where you can get her attention, and once you have her attention, then I can call her to come. Once again, that's where her name comes in, and so even if you say Penny and she ignores you, then I might say it again when I get closer, or I'll say it differently. So it's Penny, get a little louder, a little more inflection, help her understand that you are talking to her. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, good girl. But Penny's done awesome. She's been a very, very fun dog to work with. I think you guys are going to love her. And as you watch this, as you watch this, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I want to make sure that it makes sense. Being held is not her favorite thing, if you can't tell. She loves affection, but she doesn't love being held like this. Oh, good girl. But we've loved Penny. She's been great. Thank you so much for letting us train her, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday.